guys, it's Marina. So I figured I'd do another update. I know I was doing weekly updates with the Hammer and Chisel program and what was going on with all my thrush issues, and I got a few messages from ladies saying, hey, why aren't you doing your videos anymore weekly? So last week was just a break week between my Hammer and Chisel and my 21-day fix the week before last. I had a few days break, so I didn't really have much to say, I guess. This week, March 7th, this past week, my team started a new round of 21-day fix, my challenge group, so I wanted to go ahead and do it with them. So this round I'm doing original 21-day fix. I haven't done that in such a long time, so it's the very first program I ever started with. And of course, when I started, I was so weak and out of shape. I did pretty much every single move with a modification and no weights. And I still had to pause and I had to take breaks, and it was challenging. So slowly I got stronger and stronger, and then it was just like it was too easy. It was a breeze, even with adding weights. And I was using 5-pound and 10-pound weights when I stopped doing that program. Then I moved on to 21-day fix extreme, and that is, it's more fast-paced, it's more intense, it's more extreme. So I did that for a few months, and I loved it. And then our new Hammer and Chisel program launched, and I wanted to try it out because my main goal was no longer to lose weight, but to gain some muscle. So I did that, and with Hammer and Chisel, I went from using 5, 8, and 8 pounds weights to using 12s and 15s, and it was great. I shared my results with you guys in my last video, but I lost, what was it, like almost 5 inches in my waist, 1 in my hips, and 1 in my chest. So it was my losses. My weight fluctuated, but I didn't care really about losing weight. So I went up a few pounds, down a few pounds, and up a few pounds. So probably just lost a few pounds of holiday, gain, and then gained a few pounds of muscle. And then as far as my gains, I gained ½ an inch in each arm, little arm muscle growth there, and I gained 1 inch in each leg. So that's pretty great. I'm very, very happy with that program, and I would recommend it to anybody who's looking to tone up, to gain some muscle, to gain endurance and balance. It's just a great program all around. And I do have a few coaches on my team that used it for weight loss and actually saw pretty great loss with it as well. So what am I going to do next? So I have 2 more weeks left of 21-day fix. You might wonder, why would you go back to your very original program? Wouldn't that be too easy? Guys, it was not easy. Cardio day, I was sweating and huffing and puffing. It was challenging. Hammer and Chisel has pretty much no cardio. It has some cardio days, but it's mostly still like lunges and stuff, so there's no real jumping and running around. So it was, going back to 21-day fix was challenging on cardio days because I haven't had that in a long time, but it was actually cool to see that how much my strength increased. So the last time I did it, I was using 5 pounds. Now I'm using 12s and 15s for the same exercises. And yeah, so that's amazing. What to do next? My choices are, I can do a round of 21-day fix extreme, which would be perfect because I could get the full program in, the full round before my vacation. So excited about that. Going to Destin Beach with my team in April. Or the other option is I could try out the new program that Beachbody just launched. I tried the sneak peek, and guys, it is so much fun, and it just flies by really, really fast. It's called 22-minute hardcore, and it's like a boot camp, military inspired program. The moves are very simple. They seem like almost anybody can do them, and they are go by really, really fast. So it's unpredictable. So you'll do like 20 reps of one move in the first round, and then you'll do like 50 reps in the second round, maybe 10 reps in the third round. So your body doesn't get into that repetitive cycle where you just lose progress. It actually, because it keeps your body guessing, it just keeps on going. So it's really, really fun. I might do that next, so I'll let you guys know what I decide. The thing about the 22-minute hardcore is it's an 8-week program. So I would have to take a little break from it to go on my vacation. And then go back to it. But the great thing about it, though, is that it's only 22 minutes a day, which is like, it's so great. You can get that in 20 minutes. 2 of those minutes you're warming up and be done for the day. So that's awesome. So either way, I'm going to try that program, but I'm just deciding what to do next. I would love some votes, though, if you guys want to share below, or, tell me which program should I do next. I'd love some input because I can't decide. Let's see, some people asked me about my Thrush updates. So all the things I did with my yo-yo dieting, I did the Candida diet for almost a month, then I did sugar-free, gluten-free, then I went back to eating like normal. So Candida diet made me feel really bad, really sick, but it kept the thrush symptoms away. And then when I did gluten-free, sugar-free, or I did regular, or I did clean eating, it doesn't come back all the way, so it's not back to like bleeding, nipples and the sores popping and cracks opening, all that gross stuff I was dealing with before the Candida diet, but it is kind of like itchy and skin peeling and very rashy over there. So it's not going away. I'm trying a little bit of a different approach. So right now I'm doing like just doing clean eating, following the 21-day fixed meal plan, and I'm waiting for my father-in-law, well, not my father-in-law, my sister's father-in-law is coming from overseas to visit them. He's coming this weekend. And so I talked to a few doctors. I talked to this Japanese doctor I found online that somebody recommended. I emailed with him. And then I talked to my sister-in-law. She's a women's doctor in Moldova. And over in Europe, they have a whole different approach to medicine than we do here. So the doctors are not, like here, the natural, people are so anti-doctors because they're so into treating everything with Western medicine. They're not really into the whole natural approach, and they just kind of give you a pill for everything, and a lot of people don't want that. We're one of those families where really try to avoid any Western medicine. We don't go to the doctor unless it's an emergency type of situation. We try to treat everything naturally. So I talked to her, and she is saying that this type of yeast is very common, she sees it a lot. I guess it's common in Europe and common in those countries. And they have this medicine, and it's a homeopathic medicine, and she explained it to me, like the ingredients and how it works. Of course, she explained all this in Russian, so I have no idea how to translate it. But she's saying that sometimes, like when you get thrush, like I got thrush because I took an antibiotic for bronchitis and a sinus infection. So then either my immune system was compromised, or I caught some sort of bacteria or infection somewhere at the same time, and combined together it won't go away. So for them, it's they say it's, they don't have, some of the places don't have toilets that flush. They go outside, or just bacteria. Some people don't shower often enough, whatever. Somehow that combined with a yeast problem together could make this a long-lasting thing that doesn't go away. And so what I'm starting to think is, last summer, right at the same time that I had bronchitis, took the antibiotic, and got thrush, there was some sort of like terrible infection going around in my sister's neighborhood. They actually shut down the pool for like a month. They drained all the water, they sanitized it, and they added more water in, because a lot of adults and a lot of kids were getting very weird, unexplainable rashes, and they would not treat, and they would not go away even with antibiotics. So now it's starting to make sense. So I'm thinking maybe because I had thrush at the time, just starting with my baby, and I was in that pool almost every day, so something might have happened there, because nothing I tried is treating it. So she said they had this medicine, it's homeopathic, it's made for this problem, and she said it's very, very effective. But because of, whatever arguments Putin and Obama had, Russia doesn't, the medicines they make, they don't import into the US anymore. So you can't buy it here. There's tons of Russian pharmacies in California, and I guess they compound their medicine by the Russian prescriptions in New York, so they don't import from Russia anymore. So this one they don't make. So she is sending it over here with her father. He's gonna come this weekend. Another thing she told me is that most likely, she's like, I'm almost 100% sure that another reason you can't get rid of this stuff is because you're only treating you and your baby. So she's saying anybody you swap bodily fluids with, yeast is extremely contagious and it lives in all of your bodily fluids. So she said that men are silent carriers. It's very, very unlikely they would show any signs at all, but they carry it. So apparently I gave it to my husband, this yeast problem, and anytime I start to get better, he gives it right back to me. So she said unless you treat the entire family, you're not going to get rid of it no matter how hard you try, because obviously I've been trying for almost a year. So here's the game plan. We are gonna excuse me. She's sending us enough medicine to treat Natasha and me and Eugene all at the same time. So we all have to take this medicine, and during the course of treatment, we have to all eat like a low sugar, low carb diet to help kill off the yeast. So all of us will be on this medicine for I think it's 2 weeks long, and then as soon as you finish this medicine, all of us need to go on like an extremely high dose of probiotics, and they have to be fermented probiotics. So that's where that Japanese doctor comes in. He recommended these fermented probiotics that they take like a 5-year fermentation process. They're very pricey, but everybody says they're totally worth it that I read reviews from. So I got all these probiotics already waiting, and I'm gonna have to take I think like 10 pills a day, and then Natasha needs to take 3 pills a day, and Eugene needs to take 6 pills a day for a week, and then for the following 2 weeks we take half of that dose. So I would take 5, he would take 3, and she would take 1 a day. So, and that is supposed to help. Since I've tried everything else and it's not working, we're gonna give this a go. And of course, I'll keep you all posted, updated, because the more and more my social media network grows and the more people I come in contact with, I have seen at least 5 other women who have come to me or commented or posted that they're dealing with the same thing and they have not gotten better, and it's been months. So maybe if this works for me, I will pass along the info to you guys. What else? Another thing. As you guys know, I'm going to Destin, a beach vacation with my team in April, and that will be the very first time I would leave Natasha for such a long time. And both of my kids are the same. I don't really ever leave them for more than a few hours. So we don't use bottles. They do use pacifiers, but they'll drink water out of the bottle, but they're not going to drink milk, breast milk out of the bottle. My milk is also high in lipase. I am not 100% sure how to explain why that is. I read it somewhere years ago, but pretty much what happens is if they drink straight from the breast, the milk tastes great. If I pump into a bottle and they drink it fresh, the milk tastes fine. But if I refrigerate and reheat, or if I freeze and reheat, when you freeze and reheat, you smell the milk and it smells like you would be smelling blood. Like it smells like pennies, copper, metal, that sort of thing. And it tastes a bit off. It tastes soapy. So that might be a reason my babies have never really taken breast milk out of a bottle. Or maybe it's because I don't give them bottles. Who knows? Anyway, but she's 18 months old. She'll be 20 months old when I go, so I'm not really worried about her starving. She'll have she drinks organic baby food pouches, and she drinks milk. I do half almond, half unhomogenized raw cow's milk. So she'll be fine. But we did kind of a test run the very first time me being away from her. This weekend, my church had a women's retreat, and it was Friday night, dinner and evening, and then Saturday all day long from early morning to late evening. So this was the very first time I left her with Eugene to put her to bed by himself. And not that I was doubting him or nervous about him, just I was curious how she would react. She did amazing. She did totally great with Daddy. No crying, no fussing. She did great. But I kind of thought, I'm gonna, actually, I didn't think about it at all. So Friday night was fine. But then when I was gone all day, my chest was hurting. By lunchtime, it was rock hard. And by dinner time, it was up to the collarbone, solid rock. And it hurt real bad, and then I started having really bad stomach ache and getting dizzy and nauseous, and it turned red and hot. So I had to go in the bathroom and spend like 45 minutes trying to get at least half that milk out, so that I wouldn't get any plug ducts or start mastitis or anything. So, hello, I should have known better. I've been breastfeeding for almost 5 years. I should have brought a pump, but I didn't. So for my trip, I'm going to be obviously bringing a pump, and I will be pumping. Right now, Natasha nurses first thing in the morning, before nap, after nap, and then before bed. That's like feedings, long time nursing, and then she'll comfort nurse like 2 or 3 times here and there. And then at night, she wakes up at least twice, usually 3 or 4 times. So anywhere between 2 and 4. So I'm, wondering for suggestions from you guys. How often do you think I should pump? When I left Lucas, he was 2, and he was nursing 4 times a day, and he was night weaned. He was not nursing at night. So I was able to just pump 3 times a day. First thing in the morning, before bed, and then around lunch, middle of the day. And I did fine. I left him for 10 days. I pumped 3 times a day. Milk supply stayed okay, and he did fine. Went right back to it when I got back, that sort of thing. So, but she's nursing way more and she's younger, so I'm wondering if I'm supposed to pump more often. If you guys have any advice, if you've traveled and left your toddlers behind, I'd love to hear. And I guess that's it. That's my update for this week. I'm sorry it ran so long, but I had a lot of questions from people about different subjects. I'd love to hear from you guys. I know a lot of people say, oh, we love watching your videos, you should keep doing them. But honestly, I don't really know what to talk about. So if you guys have any topics you'd like to hear about, I know I have like extensive experience with breastfeeding. I've had lots of ups and downs with that. We are a more natural-minded family, so if you have questions about like natural birth, home birth, placentas or after birth care or anything like that, baby wearing, cloth diapering, gentle parenting, whatever it may be, fitness related stuff, recipes, workouts, anything. If you have any questions or you have topics you'd like to hear my humble opinions on, just let me know and I'll make next week's video and include some of those topics. Okay guys, bye. Hope you're having a great weekend.